Andersen.
Well guys, guess it's time to start digging in. What is going on everyone? Welcome back to channel Andersen. If you guys didn't see, we picked up a 2003 CLK55K M113K swap, and we need to get it sorted, and it's Sunday, it's our lazy Sunday, so I'm just kind of spelunking around all the cars. And I think we just need to take a second to realize how crazy I am to have 6 of these things right now. It's kind of insane to think about it. Somebody messaged me something the other day that really made me realize how far this has all come. And you know, they said, you know, I've been watching you since you only had the ML55 and the C55, and you know, it wasn't much. Then I started really thinking about it. Like, there's been a lot that's happened since then, and so many adventures with the cars. Not to mention 4 other cars have been picked up. So E420, the ML63, the C55, the C36, CLK55, and the ML55. Crazy. It's crazy. I acknowledge that. It is crazy, you guys. And we're going to try to dwindle the collection down a little bit, back down to 4, hopefully, within the next few months. But I'm going to enjoy 6 while I got them. So is this guy. And most likely, the ML63 and the E420 will be moving on to some worthy owners. I already have some friends that, you know, kind of first on the list, but we'll see if I end up posting them to public if I do. But anyways, point of today's video is I'm just kind of sorting through and seeing what I find on the CLK55. You want to go in there? Okay. So yeah, the battery box was the sketchiest situation of the whole thing, and Alex, who sold me the car, that was the first thing he pointed out, was like, somebody didn't do this properly at all. And literally the box was just sitting in there. I didn't even realize that. I thought the box was at least like bolted down, but it was not. It was nothing. So pull that out. I'm gonna put a resistor, actually, or whatever you call these, I can't remember, but I have an extra one. We have one on the C55 under here. You can't really see it, but it is under there. So I believe I have a spare one, actually. Let's see if I'm correct. Would you look at that? Got one. All right, and this thing, by the way, it is going through valve cover job, and we didn't have the best news with the nuke fuel rail, so I'll update you guys real quick since we're on the topic. The new fuel rails are awesome. Everything was perfect, fitment wise, all that stuff. It fit up perfectly fine, but there was just not enough room to get the connectors on to the injectors, unfortunately. They're pretty bulky, and yeah, they just would not fit. I tried to do what I could to, like, you know, position the injectors a little bit differently, whatever else, but don't worry. Nuke is working on a solution. I sent them a bunch of measurements, some ideas that I had to where I think I could make it work, or we could make it work. Because obviously, you know, for my setup, we could do different things because I don't have an air box on top, and I could change other things, but we want to make it accessible for everybody. Even if you have a stock car, you can run them. So yeah, we're working on it. Don't worry, we'll update you soon. But this thing right here, what are these called again? Circuit breaker, that's what I was forgetting. But yeah, this one should do the job. This is a 200 amp, I believe. Yeah, 200 amp. And this is the same thing. I have a 150 on the C55, and that's been totally fine. So the 200 will be plenty for this car as well. I'm going to change the wiring up a little bit, possibly. And then obviously I need to figure out kind of a better scenario for the battery, because I don't want it just floating around. So on the C55, we built an aluminum housing for it. I'm most likely going to do the same thing, just kind of taking some sheet aluminum, bending it into position, using some hooks and some anchors to bolt it down. And honestly, I would like to riv nut it onto this side, because this is just a weird location, and I think we got enough cable to get it over here anyways. So we'll see. I'll figure out the best kind of spot for it. It's a little more difficult because it's shifted to the side. The C55 is in the center. On that car, I'm planning on pulling that out eventually to put Alumilite or something in as a flat panel, but we'll get to that once we do. Other things, I already pulled the ECU and the TCM out. What's up, buddy?
Santa just told you. Santa just told you to
Close the. What are you talking about?
I don't want to do
He was
that.
asking me about the battery box. You can use that for your toys. To be honest, I'm not going to reuse that thing. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah, the ECU and the TCM already sent out to Josh. Big shout out to Mercedes Swap Shop. You guys know we're working together, but Josh and I are good friends and we talk about all kinds of crazy ideas. So we were super excited just when I FaceTimed and we talked for a good while. The first night I brought it home and just kind of surprised him and showed him what the car had, and yeah, we were both just super excited to kind of get it up to speed. But so those will be back hopefully next week sometime. They should be to him by Tuesday. You guys will be seeing this video on Monday most likely. So yeah, I am just sorting through it. I know I'm repeating myself. I'm not even going to worry about like aesthetic stuff until all the safety stuff is tackled. We did order 550cc injectors because it's still on the stock 430s. I verified that. I will figure out what to do, like best belt scenario. I know other Josh from Creative Steel can probably help us out, figure out a good setup or kind of what's current on here and what to adjust. And then I do need to go through and pull the stock fuel pump assembly out of the fuel sender unit to update that. I ordered actually it's a Hellcat fuel pump, I guess, or what they intended for the Hellcats is the Walbro 525, and that should be good for way more power than we're ever going to be going for on this car. But figured it was a little bit of a boost over the Walbro 450s, and they were about the same cost, so went with that. And I need to find an E55 fuel sender, I guess. Josh was saying that I could get one of those and it's plug and play, so I'll have to go through here and pull the back seat out. I don't even know, I'm sure it's very similar to how you do or access it on the W203, so I'll have to look. But yeah, I'm all new to the CLK for the most part, so lots of stuff to figure out, but I'm super excited. It's just such a cool opportunity, such a cool build, and yeah, I'm stoked to go on this journey. All right, so actual work now. I'm going through, I'm just cleaning things up. As I said, found some money to help fund the build and some spare hardware. I'll take it. You guys know I love this type of stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab all the stuff out of here, get it cleaned up, and then I want to pull the carpet panel off. This panel is already off, and I want to see where that negative ground is at, or if it does go all the way through the car. I'm gonna have to go through anyways and kind of pull it out to position where I want to integrate this. So yeah, I'm gonna start going through. All right guys, been back and forth kind of cleaning up and looking at the car, but ripped a couple things out. I don't like keeping that little insulation on there. I just don't prefer it anyways. I am kind of figuring out where I would want to put the battery right now. Now on the C55, we kind of riv nutted two parts over here onto the actual metal substrate, and then two onto the composite. Now in this scenario, I don't know if there's going to be enough meat over here. Maybe we can get two down on this side so that they're actually in the metal, and then another two into the composite with the aluminum tray that we build. I'd like to keep it far enough away so I can still access this. We'll just see how we can get away with it, I guess. This composite is pretty strong stuff, so I think riv nutting to it with an aluminum frame is obviously 100 times better than just a floating battery box in here, so I think it'll suffice. But we'll get to that when we get to that, I guess. The negative cable is grounded right here to the chassis, so not really an issue with that at all. But I'll probably be changing that up anyways, or at least I'll probably just redo the whole line, to be honest, because I have some leftover cable from the C55 setup, and I think this positive cable is still long enough to reach over here. It can reach to the positive just fine, and it's not really pulling on it or anything, so it's got enough slack in it to make it work. And I'll be using you know, one side is going to go to this anyway, so I'm going to be cutting that off at some point and then putting an eyelet on it and connecting probably my silicone gauge wire wherever I have. I think I have some leftover stuff from the C55 project. Yeah, still have a good amount of red cable, and I think I have some black cable left over too somewhere. I'll have to find where it is, but yeah, got some things to work with. I got this leftover one from the C55, so I think we'll be able to make it work. I have a cutoff switch as well if I want to route that in, but yeah, we'll be able to figure it out. Oh, you guys, garage life. I keep trying to organize and it keeps getting messy somehow, but it's more organized than it was. Valve covers, these need to get cleaned up. Those are off at the C55. Dedicated video will be coming out for that. Yeah, I'm just slowly working my way through. I'm debating about pulling the back seats out and starting to go through the fuel pump, but I also have other jobs I need to do, like the AC compressor on the ML63, the water pump on the C36 needs to get pulled off and resealed. So I'll capture whatever else we get going on with today, and yeah, you guys will see this mañana. So catch you guys in a bit.
It's recording.
Oh. Alright guys, shout out to my wife for being camera woman right now. Starting to sort through the wiring. It is quite a mess. You guys want to come in and look. But I'm just trying to separate like what's good, untouched, and what's not. There's 5 plugs for the ECU, so the first 2 are fine. Third one has got some type of closed off connections, but overall looks fairly clean. Actually 3 closed off connections. But then once you start getting back here, this is when you enter into another universe. So yeah, I am trying to sort through this. This whole harness is very poorly sliced and way too long, so I'll have to go through all that. This side is okay though, so I'm gonna kind of loop these extra bits and then tape all of this off at least, and then we'll fix the other side later. But yeah, just trying to sort through it a bit. Mazel's helping me too, but he disappeared. He's hiding.
I'm trying for Mom.
Oh, okay. Alright guys, well, sorted through it a bit. I at least kind of have an understanding of what's going where now. Clean up this side. This will stay obviously, but I'm going to need to shorten and go through a lot of this. Josh said he'll help me figure out what wiring needs to go where, so I'm not even going to bother trying to like clean up what is currently going on, because some of these connections might be changing, you know, and some of them might be completely ditched. So I will wait till me and him have time to kind of look through it and see what needs to stay, what needs to change, etc. Then we'll make it nice and clean, and that way we can easily fit our freaking cover back on without having to cram it all down and whatnot. I do have the covers and the plastic cover that goes over this and the brake fluid reservoir. I just took them off before the last video, so yeah, I will get this thing sorted. Taking time. I want to pull off the intake setup and just double check like the gaskets on the little Y-pipe seal, and then just see overall what they have going on. We definitely need to get a catch can set up on this car, so I want to see what's going on underneath all the intake setup. Alright guys, later on in the day, Mike came over and joined us. We're gonna tackle the AC compressor on the ML63 real quick. Hopefully real quick, but I'll show you guys any important steps as we go, and I guess this will be kind of the feature of the video, but yeah, go for it. Alright guys, I'll give you a look underneath. They moved the lines out of the way that were up against the oil pan. Those two E12s to get those out of the way. These ones sitting right here. And then we took off the wheel and the fender well or fender liner to get access right here to the AC input output right there. And then I'll show you on the actual replacement pump. There's 3 bolts. 1, 2, and 3, and you can get to them from underneath. So on the cars with ABC suspension, it looks like a nightmare from what I watched. So thankfully this has the air suspension and there's not much in the way, but there's only one tiny little video I could find online. Somebody did this to an ML63, and I think they also suggested like pulling up the radiator fan possibly to be able to snake it out the bottom, but we'll see, I guess, once we get to that point where it's starting to wiggle out. But yeah, I'll update you. Alright guys, access is tight definitely, but going through using a combination. It's all E12s on the compressor, those 3 bolts, and then we took off the AC line right there that connects to the compressor itself. So this O-ring came with the kit, I believe. This one did not, but it's still in really good shape. So yeah,
smaller.
Alright guys, I pull off the little front brace right there, slide the fan up, and there is a nasty old compressor and a nice new one. Let's see. I'm holding this up because there's a bunch of plastic fittings and I don't feel like snapping them on the coolant system. So does the pulley spin at all?
No. Well, I mean, it spins, but
yeah,
it doesn't spin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah, the first.
She's hammied.
When I first took the belt off, it like spun, but it was like broken rocks, and then it locked up, and then it.
Yeah.
Now it does that. So. All right. Well.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah, Mike's gonna try to finesse it from the bottom while I'm holding this fan up out of his way. So. Alright guys, front valance back on, or whatever you call this, support bracket. Fan is back on. Yeah, that is definitely the simplest way to do it. Just pull that up, super easy to take this off. It's like 6 or 8, 10 mils. And that'll give you enough room to snake around underneath here. Alright guys, whole lot of time later. Just now buttoning everything up. I don't know if I have that many words of advice for the AC compressor besides what we showed you guys. It's just a tight squeeze no matter what. And yeah, I guess 3 E12s, 6mm Allens for the inlets and outlet. For the lines, make sure you put the O-rings, new O-rings, and oil them. And I guess the biggest life hack of all of it is how to get the AC compressor out is just do yourself a favor, pull this off, slide the fan up. Otherwise, I don't know what other method you'd be trying, but yeah, everything's a tight squeeze in here for the most part. Alright guys, Sunday is nearing completion. Wouldn't have done it without this guy right here. Alright, you're on camera duty. Ready? First startup. Alright guys, I still have a ESP warning. If I try to turn ESP off, it says unavailable right now. It probably has something to do, maybe it just needs to move and get the sensors from all 4 tires since we moved it when it was on the tow truck, hopefully. So I'll see what to do about that. Alright guys, well, it's running good. I think the noise I was hearing is, if you've never been around the air suspension ones, they make a crazy like putting noise from the wheel wells, but the motor itself sounds really nice, nice and smooth. So I'm going to take it on a drive. Mike's just moving this truck and make sure that ESP warning goes off, and then she should be good to go. I just got to take it to get refilled with Freon, obviously, but yeah. Alright guys, ESP went off. I just had to turn it full lock left and right a couple times, just going for a quick cruise, make sure everything's good, but it sounds smooth. Alright guys, well, she's officially fixed, and I guess that means I will be posting it up for sale here soon. Preferably, I'll sell this one first. Again, if you know me or you're a subscriber, anybody associated with what we're doing here, I'll sell it for 12 grand. If I post it, I'm going to list it for 14 to the open world. And then once I sell this, I'll make a final decision on the E420. If somebody wants it really bad, right now as it is, I would only sell it for 8,000. That's like my bare minimum. But I would like to take a little more time with it, paint the hood, just get it all kind of cleaned up. And then, bye Mike. Yeah, then I can list it for, you know, with some nice pictures and whatever else. I think that maybe it could get close to 10, but I'd be happy at 8 if I know that it's going to a good home. I do have a couple buddies that are interested in it already. I've had a few people message me on the 500 e-board forum. Same with this. So if you guys, anyone watching, if you guys are actually serious or seriously interested in these cars, just let me know ASAP, because there are other people, I think about 3 people that want to be notified when I put this for sale, and 2 for sure people so far that want to know about that. And I haven't really, only the 500 e-board people and like close friends know about this major change, I guess. So yeah, but I think I will be plenty happy if I get to have the C55, the C36, the CLK55K, and the ML63, as I'm tripping over this stuff. Yeah, if I have those 4, I think we'll be in good shape, and I'll still have never-ending projects and modifications that I want to do. So, all right, well, I am officially tired and dirty, and Sunday is nearing the end. I think we're gonna go to the skate park, and then I gotta pick up my mother-in-law from the airport. So I will leave you guys to it. Hope you guys enjoyed, kind of just like a Sunday mixed up video. I'll label it as the AC compressor for the ML63 at least, so people that might need a few tips and pointers on that can stop by. But for the most part, just, you know, use your Thor's hammer, try to pick the easiest routes to get things out, because it's a tight squeeze. So yeah, that's my advice about that. And the CLK55K, we got lots of parts on order, and I think the next thing I want to do is pull apart the intake system and eventually pull out the fuel system underneath the back seat, so I can see exactly what the setup is, so I know what I need to get and swap in, because yeah, fuel is important for a big supercharged V8. So I will catch you guys on the next one. This was a very Sunday video, but enjoy, and hope you guys get your week off to a good start, and hope you guys have the day off for Labor Day. So enjoy, happy Monday, peace.